Okay, so I was running, and as badly as I wanted to make it back without stopping, I had a bit of a revelation, and I want to make sure that I document this. I was thinking about the nature of guilt and anger and happiness and essentially human emotion and its effect on one's surroundings and personal outcomes. And one of the conclusions that I made is that even though we may feel like sadness, I guess that's a good place to start, sadness, we feel like we are receiving sadness from the universe, like we are absorbing it. But if we look at the principle of as above, so below, there has to be some sort of reciprocity between above and below. So if we look at how quantum field theory relates to magic, witchcraft, the crafting of energy with intent in the first place, we have to think, okay, so what is the nature of sadness? Well, sadness, we feel a lack of something. We feel like we need something. So rather than projecting sadness, I believe that we truly are in a state of receiving. So essentially what I'm saying is, when you say I am sad, you're saying I need something, I have a lack of something, I want something. So you're essentially putting the intention outwards. You are projecting to the universe that you need to receive something in turn. And it goes back to the whatever vibes you put off sort of come back to you. So in essence, if you are sad, you say, I need something, help me. Universe responds by giving you essentially what you're asking for. If that moment of guilt or lack prompts you to desire something that is, and I hate to use words like good for you, but anyway, pleasing to your own personal moral compass and agenda, then you, after putting out this intention and believing that it can be received, the universe starts laying the bricks that you give it to give you essentially what you are saying that you desire. So, I guess on the opposite side of the coin, we look at happiness. And when we are happy, we may feel like we are projecting happiness. Like, I am smiling, I am laughing, I am doing a lot of things outwardly. But in essence, what happens to happiness? It slowly fades until you get to a point where you are content, and then once again you feel desire. So when we are happy, it's not so much that we are receiving the happiness from the universe, but it is that we are projecting it outwards. We are projecting it outwardly instead of receiving it. That is the nature of the energy flow. So when we are projecting these vibes outward, we're in turn putting our happy energy out into the physical universe and serendipitously and positively affecting those around us. So it's a little bit about the push and pull nature of the universe, as above, so below. So also looking at abstract emotions like anger, we think that anger is a very projective thing, but anger is something that usually covers up another emotion. It can be sadness or need or guilt. It's something that we use to sort of compensate for feeling an emotion very acutely. Rather than beat ourselves up, we beat something else up. We project blame or whatnot. But essentially what we're doing in that situation is something akin to sadness. When you're angry, you're saying, I don't like the way that things are, so I desire change. I desire. So when you desire, you want, you need, then essentially what you're doing is saying to the universe is, I am malcontent, I need something. So anger is actually a state of being receptive. You are funneling certain things through you and putting them outward in a way that you believe is more comfortable for you. But the dangerous nature of anger is that sometimes we put a blindfold onto our true feelings and emotions. So a lot of times we may end up asking for things that we don't truly desire, like the pain and suffering of others, putting the blame on others, not taking responsibility for our own actions. And the nature of the universe, sadly enough to say, is the path of least resistance. So the universe isn't going to sit and figure out what it is that you want. When you tell the universe you want something, that's what you get. And it's your job to sort it out, because this is your reality that you're living. And whatever divinity, whatever God or gods or divine spirit that you believe in has manifested into you and me and that rock and that water over there and everything else, so that it can experience these many different subjective realities. There is one reality, but there are infinite realities. And how we discern things individually is as divine as any total spirit or concept that we can come up with. So essentially, we are shouldering the responsibility of divinity, and that's why I'm very careful what I ask for, very careful in what I project, because essentially we have all the power in the universe and we can make those sorts of things happen. So be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it.